The Life of Atlas the Lion. Book number 1. Written by Angel Sanger Gote. Narrated by Araceli Gote. Chapter 1. My name is Atlas, and I'm a lion who lives in a murky green cave in Kenya with my father, mother, uncle, aunt, grandfather, big brother, and little sister. When my grandmother passed away from a heart disease, I used to pray to God to keep my family safe from harm. I also enjoy eating birds for breakfast, mice for lunch, and fish for dinner. My favorite colors are red, green, and yellow because they remind me of the flowers I collect with my little sister and big brother. When I go out with my aunt, she tutors me on how to catch fish, so I practice every time until I get it right. My father takes me to the tree with my big brother to show us how to climb. I also give my mother fish with mice because I love her no matter what. My grandfather tells me about what lions do in Kenya, like how at least 10 lions live in a group called a pride. I also take walks with my uncle so that we can survey the world and see other animals. My big brother and I learn about other animals that live in Kenya by observing their behaviors. On November 10th, 1989, I was in the yellow bushes trying to catch a brown mouse, but a man captured me with an immense net and carried me up in a helicopter. When I was carried back down, I realized I was in a zoo in the United States, and 6 men handled me with great strength. Inside the zoo, I saw other animals captured in cages, such as parrots, elephants, tigers, ostriches, and monkeys. I didn't understand what was happening in the zoo or what the humans were doing. My life was different in the zoo. Instead of hunting my own food, one of the men provided it for me, and they even brushed my teeth. I waited for my family to come and get me, hoping they weren't worried about me. When the zoo was open, men, women, and children came to look at the animals, including me. I attempted to escape from the cage with various plans, but none succeeded. I didn't understand why my family hadn't come for me, but I longed to be reunited with them. As the zoo closed at night, a sea lion from the aquarium jumped out and approached me to open the cage. After he freed me, I thanked the sea lion and left the zoo without questioning why he had helped me. Chapter 2. I knew Kenya was far away from the United States, so I had to find shelter each night. A few days later, in the Amazon rainforest, I searched for mice, birds, hares, lizards, tortoises, and fish to eat. Like other lions, I needed to drink water, but I could go without replenishing it for 4 or 5 days. I had to avoid humans, fearing they would capture me and return me to the zoo. At night, while I slept, I heard the sounds of animals like night owls, wolves, and lizards. I constructed a safe den using grass, leaves, and rocks to hide from humans. One day, as I drank water from a lake, I noticed something jumping out of a nearby bush. It was a kangaroo. He jumped into the lake and tried to get out, but he got stuck. I pondered a way to assist the kangaroo, so I utilized a broken branch as a makeshift ladder for him to hold onto, allowing him to climb out of the lake. Once he was free, I inquired about his presence in the Amazon rainforest. The kangaroo explained that he lived in Australia and was foraging for fruits in the rainforest. I asked if that was why he was in the bush, to which he responded affirmatively. Curious, I asked for his name, and he introduced himself as Dyclota. After our conversation, I decided to embark on a journey with Dyclota since he had never traveled with a friend before, and thus we became friends. We engaged in activities typical of friends, such as sharing food, building dens together for sleeping, and even sharing water. As we were making our way back home to Kenya, we were apprehended and transported inside a green truck. In Egypt, Dyclota and I found ourselves disoriented, but we spotted an elderly woman enjoying bananas for dinner. After she finished, she approached us and introduced herself, saying, "Hello, my name is Sholty Heist. What are your names?" Chapter 3. Dyclota and I confirmed our names, and Sholty mentioned she had heard that we were searching for my family. Surprised, I asked if she could understand us, and she explained that she could communicate with animals and assist them. Together, Dyclota, Sholty, and I entered her green truck, and Sholty inquired about my home. I informed her that I lived in Kenya, so she drove us there. We traveled through Egypt, Sudan, and Uganda until we reached Kenya. Upon arriving, I spotted my murky green cave, and Dyclota, Sholty, and I headed toward it. Inside, I searched for my family but couldn't find them. In my room, I discovered a letter resting on my grassy bed. After reading it, I informed Dyclota and Sholty that my family had relocated to Morocco. I handed Sholty a map of Africa that was attached to the back of the letter, and we set off on a journey to Morocco. The letter that I read said,
"Dear Atlas, where were you? We've been looking everywhere for you, but we can't find you. If you've been captured by a human, then we can't live in Kenya anymore, so we decided to stay in Morocco. We want to know what happened to you and how were you feeling if you came to Morocco? Your father drew a map of Africa on the back of this letter so that you won't get lost. We hope that you'll be safe because we were worried about you and your siblings idolize you. At least you'll spend time playing with your big brother and your little sister when you come to Morocco. You'll also learn how to catch fish with your aunt, learn how to climb with your father, and learn more about other lions with your grandpa. Come home safely. Love, Mom."
While Dyclota, Sholty, and I were still inside her green truck, memories from my infancy flooded back. I recalled moments when my parents changed my diaper, and I unintentionally startled myself by letting out a loud fart, jumping up like a frightened cat. Every time I encountered my uncle's comical expressions, I'd get startled and scamper away like a startled chicken. Additionally, I reminisced about the times my mischievous big brother used to play pranks on me, as he enjoyed teasing everyone relentlessly. Despite these fond memories, I admitted that I couldn't understand my grandmother when she spoke Spanish while she was alive. One time, she said to me,
"Atlas, yo necesitar que tú saques la basura,"
which means, "Atlas, I need you to take out the trash." And I'm not a Spanish-speaking lion. Despite the language barrier, I understood her message. One of my favorite memories is when my little sister was playing with her blue ball, but accidentally threw it at my face. It was a humorous moment that brought us closer together. However, a memory I dislike is when my uncle won a staring contest and wanted me to eat dirt, which I found quite unpleasant. Dyclota and Sholty remind me of my aunt because of their intelligence, charm, and warmth.